We welcome you inside Alumni Coliseum at Baptist Health Arena as Eastern Kentucky and Western Kentucky get ready to do battle in a series that began way back in 1915 when they played 2 games down in Bowling Green, and the Hilltoppers won them both. They came to Richmond in 1916, and Eastern Kentucky won them both. But here, as we get ready for the 161st meeting, Western Kentucky has won 16 of the last 17, won the last time they were in Richmond on November 19th, 79-71, despite 41 points by Jamaru Brown, who is now at Coastal Carolina. The last Eastern Kentucky win on this court was November 30th of 2016. Greg Stottlemyre, Doug Sally welcoming you inside. They've had trouble with the public address PA here tonight, and so no starting lineups from what we understand. So we're flying by the seat of our pants with everybody else as to how we're going to handle the introductions. Let's go to tonight's Madison County EMA CSAP Impact Players of the game. Let's begin with Western Kentucky and 7'5" center Jamarion Sharp. School record 148 blocks last season and a double-double with 17 points, 14 rebounds last year in the win over Eastern Kentucky. He is a force inside.
Well, he's just a tall human being. I mean, you look out there on the floor, and he just head and shoulders above everyone.
For Eastern Kentucky, it'll be two-guard Cooper Robb, the grad student from Georgetown, Kentucky, led EKU with 51 steals last season. He led the Colonels with 21 points, matching a career high in Bowling Green. Shot the ball well, 7 of 14 from 3. And he had a good first game for EKU. Colonels won it on D1 game, 137-52, second most points in school history. It gets real tonight. This is the season opener for Western. Sharp against the former Hilltopper in Cozart, and it's won by Frampton. And away we go, the red-clad Hilltoppers to the wall into this arena that will go under a multi-million-dollar renovation next year when the Colonels will play outside this arena. And EKU shows zone right out of the gate. It's a point drop. Hamilton flip it out left side. A 3 off the wing is good by Acott, who played point guard at Boise State last year, and it's 3-0 Western.
6'8", he can do a lot of things for Western.
Western opens man-to-man. They'll play normally more zone than EKU. Here's Comer, the freshman guard from Indianapolis. Into the corner to Robb, hand in his face, run at him, and he airballed that one long, but it was touched out of bounds by the big fellow down low, and Jamarion Sharp, and EKU gets another chance with Western opening a 3-0 lead early on the Acott left wing trifecta.
Cooper Robb a little bit under distress right there when he shot that ball.
Comer to bring it in, and nobody getting open, and time is ticking down, and he got it into Robb in front of the WKU bench. I think Rick Stansberry wanted a 5 call. Blanton, right wing, Moreno, catch, fire for the tie, and we're not at a 3, as Moreno is now pulled even with 2 other Colonels, Orlando Johnson from Owensboro and Adam Leonard from the Missouri area, and number 8 all-time in threes at EKU. Here's Acott. Acott driving on Robb. Comer helps and reaches. Now to their star guard, McKnight, blocked by Cozart. Leading shot blocker in the state of Kentucky in high school, but only a reserve at Western Kentucky, coming back home this year. Here's Comer, peeling down the left of the lane. Picks up the dribble. Who's going to be the helper? It's going to be Moreno. This is a game filled with kids from Kentucky. More on that as we move on. Here's Blanton for a 3. Back iron, no, long kicker Comer. Right back to Tate Blanton. Blanton drives on the 7'5" player, reaches out, Banks misses. Here come the tops of the 3-3 game, McKnight. Back top of the key, Frampton, deep range for Frampton. He puts it in.
That was a long one, and Eastern's got to be aware of him in transition.
6'3", everything's been 3 so far. Frampton had a good night against Georgetown in their second public exhibition. Comer loses the defender. He misses from 16 on the shot, and Acott will let it trickle out of bounds. It'll go WKU way as they lead 6-3. Steve Devine, Tyler Kumpf, and Shane Staggs are the referees tonight. Your lead referee is Steve Devine.
Eastern a little 2-2-1 3/4 court press.
Got around Comer, Acott, sharp dunk, and he dunks it Now 86 times last year, third in the nation in the first tonight, and Aycott made a go, and Western bolts to an early 8-3 lead. They've got the eye of the tiger early here in Richmond before a near-capacity crowd. Moreno, left wing, feed it down low in the block to Blanton, working into the body of Aycott at 6'8", Blanton at 6'6", circling out top Comer, shot clock a factor at 9. Guarded by McKnight with a screen from Cozart. Top of the key to Moreno. Find a three with a hand at his face, and he hit another one. And now he's into number 8 all time by himself. And he'll chase Josh Taylor up the ladder next. 8-6 Western. Again, McKnight beats him down the court. Cozart got a partial finger on it. Second block if they give it to him. Rebound Moreno, Comer, Blanton forecourt. Chance to tie or go ahead. Blanton circles into the lane, dump it off to Cozart. Cozart in trouble and walked. There's the impact of 7-5. And you know, I've seen a lot of 7-footers called a game once when UNC Asheville had 2 7-footers, but they didn't look like this 7-footer.
Here's the replay, and sometimes that doesn't even show up in the stat book right there, but it just changes your approach to the basket when you get it inside against him.
8-6 Western Kentucky. They've hit a pair of threes and a driving layup. Eastern Kentucky's had a pair of Moreno trifectas.
Eastern showing man-to-man right here on this possession.
McKnight given cushion by Comer. McKnight comes left wing, open from 15-0. Moreno his second rebound of the night. Western now 3 of 6 from the field. EKU 2 of 4. Comer for the 3 in the lead. Yes, out of Indianapolis.
Big confidence builder there for Comer, a freshman guard getting this start in this big rival game.
One tie, one lead switch, 4 minutes in, 9-8 home team. Here is Davion McKnight, one of 3 Mr. Basketballs in the state in the building tonight. And 2 of them start. McKnight with 10 on the shot clock. Goes right to Aycott to the elbow. Robb leaves his feet. Aycott leans in, misses from 13 tips. Cozart rips down the rebound. Comer, Blanton across the timeline. 9-8 EKU. Blanton working on Aycott. Uses a screen from Cozart. Leans, banks around the rim, and it trickles off the front. Rebound by Sharp to McKnight. McKnight, nice, thread the needle. Frampton, closeout. In time, no. Frampton, right in front of the EKU bench, has hit his second.
Both in transition. Eastern has got to pick him up early.
1 tie, 2 lead switches. Shooting clinic. Moreno's hit 2, Frampton's hit 2. Moreno fought away, missed that one. Robb flies in, bats it, but it goes to McKnight. Nice drive to the hoop, tipped away. Cozart got it. McKnight wanted a foul. No whistle came from Tyler Kumpf. Crossover dribble, Blanton. Way out high, Comer. We have played a minute 15 beyond the under 16 timeout. Robb late getting back. 10 on the shot clock. He camps in the corner. Comer comes right. Skips it out to Robb. Robb will shoot. Low lining 3, no good. Rebound battled for and away from Cozart is Sharp to McKnight. Out of Collins High School in Shelbyville. Down to the baseline and a push foul on Robb as he didn't get the baseline sealed. Well, they call it a walk instead. It'll be EKU ball. 9 points for the Colonels. They're down 2, 11-9. Western in a rip and run game early here on ESPN+. Western Kentucky 4 of 9 from the field. They've hit all 3 of their threes, 2 by Frampton and 1 by Aycott to open the game. EKU 3 of 10. They're 0 for 4 on 2-pointers, but 3 of 6 on 3-pointers. 1 by Comer. Moreno 2 for 2. Robb's missed both of his, and Blanton has missed 1. Robb was really good in Bowling Green last year, 7 of 14, career high 7 3-pointers.
New people in the lineup for Eastern: Walker, Capiti, and Jackson.
Capiti played in Conference USA, where Western resides, down at Florida Atlantic. Blanton works his way to the lane, off to Capiti. Capiti hooks it up, and it dances down on 3 bounces off the rim, and we're deadlocked at 11.
So far, Eastern's done a good job passing. Interior passing has been really good.
McKnight standing in the center circle, now encroaching to the left with a Sharp screen and roll. Sharp getting inside, shoots it over Capiti and misses it. Blanton runs for the rebound. Blanton quickly to forecourt, dropped the dribble, got it back out to Walker, who's come in. Leland Walker, the 4-star, hits the three, and it's 14-11 EKU on her third lead switch. Leland Walker out of Indianapolis like Comer. McKnight, nobody stops him. Capiti challenges, hits the bottom of the rim, digs out his own rebound, but it rolls off his foot. Eastern Kentucky's interior defense better than I saw last year, Doug, as they had a stretch five in Jansen Williams. Iron Bennett was injured all year. They've gone out and tried to, by committee, no superstar in there, but get better with Comer and Capiti transferring in out of Conference USA schools, and then you've got Michael Wardy, the JUCO, back as well.
Right, they're looking for defensive rebounding for those guys right there.
Eastern Western for the 161st time. Here's Walker to the elbow, front rims that one, and the rebound claimed by a new player in, Tyrone Marshall from Pearl-Cohn in Nashville through Colby Community College. Also in with the ball now, Jordan Rawls. Corner, shooter, another three, splash, and it's Dante Allen, the Kentucky transfer, coming off an 18-point exhibition game against Georgetown, and we are tied for the third time at 14. Allen lost his confidence a bit at Kentucky. He is starting to find it at Western Kentucky. Another Mr. Basketball on the court. Blanton gets knocked down. He shoots from 16. It's good. And a foul on the Hilltopper. 16-14 EKU at 12:28. Watch it here.
Yeah, he came off a little dribble handoff here at the top of the key with Capiti. Pulled up under control, hit that little 16-footer, and got undercut. He'll go to the line.
Foul on Dante Allen, who played at Pendleton County, injured his last year. First year rehabbing that knee injury. He redshirted at Kentucky. The first Kentucky in-state recruit when he was recruited for the 20 years. Blanton misses the foul shot as John Ukamato checks into the EKU game lineup. It was the first recruit in 7 years for Kentucky that was from the state of Kentucky. High right, Lander, he shot the three. The Indiana transfer missed, and then it should have been an easy layup there for Marshall. Well challenged by EKU, protecting the cup, but EKU up by 2 with the ball as we near the 12-minute mark. D. Jackson has come in out of Lexington, Kentucky. Deshaun Jackson now Capiti to Blanton. Only starter on the court, dropped the dribble, got it back. Out high, Walker, step into an open three. Front rim, no. Capiti, did he go over the back or did he get fouled? Well, they're going to call a double foul here. Tyler Kump with a double foul. Rick Stansberry challenging the call. We'll have to wait and see who they put it up on, but we can tell you this, timeout, tied early. EKU 16, WKU 14. The double foul, they go to possession arrow. The ball belongs to Eastern Kentucky, up by 2. 11:50 first half. Out of bounds underneath to Ukamato. Parents born in Nigeria. Jackson into the lane. Challenge 2, cut off. Ukamato got it back. 10 to shoot now. Jackson. Capiti sets a high screen. Jackson finds an opening from 18, no good. EKU now shooting 6 of 17, but leading by 2. WKU 5 of 14. This is Jordan Rawls, who played at Georgia State last year. 2 years at Western Kentucky before that, and Capiti inside holding. So 2 early fouls on Capiti at 11:23. Now your option dwarfs down a little bit for A.W. Hamilton, using all those fouls to deal with big guys inside. Look at it here. Yeah, just a little shiver of the arm on Fulu Zheng by Capiti. Cozart back in, and he knocked that ball out. Jumping jack, good defense on the inbounds by Rawls. Rawls out of Chattanooga, played at WKU in 20 and 21, then transferred to Georgia State, but hopped back in the portal and came back to Bowling Green for his 4th year, a senior year for Rawls. His dad, Keith, played at Austin P, and Rick Stansberry was an assistant there. Into Allen on the inbounds, missed it, and Cozart the rebound for Eastern Kentucky is 4th, and a foul in backcourt on Lander. They've got transfers from Georgia State. Hamilton came from both Maryland and Boston College, as you see the foul here. And of course you have, as we said, Lander from Indiana, Allen from Kentucky, and Akon, who began his career at Arizona and then went to Boise State. 16-14 EKU. Ukamato throws it to the wall. I mean, he was way off target there. The junior college player out of Vincennes, his first year in Indiana, and then Macomb Community College up in Michigan. He's from Southfield, Michigan. On a good stint for John Ukamato, who led EKU at 19 in the opener. Lander pulls up from 18, it rolls out. Western shooting only 33%, EKU just 31%. 16-14, stuck right there. Illegal screen on Jackson, I believe.
I think they might have gotten Cozart.
Yeah, they did. You were right. They got Cozart instead. So neither team has scored for a while. Western hadn't scored for a minute 56. Eastern Kentucky hadn't scored for a minute 34. Western's one of their last 7. EKU's one of their last 6.
Cozart just kind of threw his hip out right there on the screen row.
So now you've got 1 foul on Cozart, 2 on Capiti, and there's an offensive foul on the shoe. Came off for Robb. He's the best defender for Eastern Kentucky, and he just gives you a little bit of everything.
He's all hard-nosed player. Got a lot of just experience and toughness about him.
Rawls put the fender out there, no doubt call there. 16-14 EKU. We got really red hot early trading baskets, had 3 ties, 3 lead switches, and since both teams have had fouls, had turnovers, missed shots. Game's just kind of settled down into not much going on right now. Let's see which team can recatch fire. EKU brings starters back in, and Comer and Moreno hit the first 2 threes to keep Eastern close when they were down 8-3. Comer crossover dribble behind the back, steps in, draws the foul, hits the shot. Wow, what a play. He schooled a kid from Indiana. That was Hoosier against Hoosier, and the guy from Indy beat the guy from Evansville.
Well, he had 2 crossovers, and then on the last one, you'll see it right here, he stepped back, pump fake, got Lander in the air, and able to finish.
Lander played 2 years at Indiana, averaged 2.9 last year, 2.4 for his career. His dad, Keith, was a defensive back, though, for the Western Kentucky football team when Jack Harbaugh was the head coach there. 18-14, Eastern Kentucky, their biggest lead. Biggest lead for WKU was 8-3. Comer misses the foul shot, and doesn't take much for Sharp to get up at the rim and claim that miss.
Blanton back in for EKU for Jackson.
So EKU's got 4 starters on the court. Actually 5, they're all in there because Cozart started and that ball tipped off the body and lost out of bounds by Jarius Hamilton. Charlotte Cannon High School, played at Maryland and at Boston College. Watch it here. Yep.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds but did not reestablish himself on the court. First one to touch it when it came back in.
10 minutes left. First half, we played a quarter. Comer driving into the lane, weaving his way. Said, oh, I see a 7-5 barrier. Great bounce pass to Cozart, blocked by Sharp, saved in by Robb, but he throws it off the body of a Hilltopper.
There's another one of those plays by Cooper. Robb just heads up, showing a little savvy right there to save possession.
And a rather unhappy, and I understand why, Jarius Hamilton there, as that ball sent into his midsection. He came up off the pile, none too happy.
Yeah, I don't think there was any intentional target there, but it came into a rough place to handle.
9:49 to go first half, 18-14 EKU. Curdles shooting 5 of 16. Hilltoppers, no, that's Hilltoppers, 31%. EKU up to 37%. Blanton, the Swords body contact. Cozart, he knows he's got to get it out of there, and he does. Just 4 to shoot. Blanton 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Just ahead of the buzzer, it hits the rim. A rebound battled for and run down by McKnight, who comes back in. We'll see if he can settle him down here. Spins around Blanton. Good move to the cup, but he missed it. Rebound battled for and into the hands of Comer of EKU. Western Kentucky has gone scoreless now for 3.5 minutes. Comer, corner, shooter, Robb, got it.
Great play by Comer right there. Got into the paint, made that cross-court pass along the baseline, Cooper Robb ready to knock it down.
7 in a row by EKU. And when Wendell Green came here out of La Lemure up in Indiana, the kid from the Detroit area, took him a while to get used to it, but he was a sensational player. Then went to Auburn and proved his worth. And look at Comer here with that pass.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't going to get the shot off, but he did a great thing right there, finding Robb in the corner.
9 minutes left, first half. 21-14 EKU and a 7-0 run for the biggest lead. Backing down, nothing there. Acott to McKnight. McKnight crossover on Robb. Kick it back to Acott, who opened this game with a 3. Misses that one. Western has just gone. Oh, nice save in the corner over the Eastern bench. Frampton back in, and he's fouled on the Blanton closeout. Looked like EKU was going to get the ball up by 4, but great hustle by McKnight going through the end of the EKU bench, keeping it in play. That is tremendous hustle by the heart and soul of the Hilltopper team here. Watch this.
Yeah, that was a great hustle play and great court awareness to know where to throw that ball when your body's flying like that. Look at that play.
First foul on Blanton. 4 on EKU. No points from 4 minutes and 9 seconds, and it stays that way as Frampton misses the shot. He has drilled 2 threes tonight for 6 points. He's an 87.5% shooter last year, 79.4 in his career. After missing the first, he rolls the second in.
One statistic I was interested in to see what happens. Eastern is actually up 1 in the rebounding total.
They do have 3 fouls spread out between their 2 post guys tonight. Here's one of them, Cozart, with 1 foul. Now Robb. So 2 foul shots by Frampton and a whistle, and another foul on a Kirtle offensively. And they called this one on Comer with an illegal screen. That's 2 illegal screens and a turnover on Eastern Kentucky. Their 4th. WKU has made 3, empty possession for the home team. Their 7-0 run stopped by 2 foul shots by Frampton. Western had to make a late run to beat Georgetown College in the exhibition. Had an easy time with the University of Montevallo from Alabama. But in that Georgetown game, they won 88-68. But they needed a 29-5 run late. They were down 4 in the second half. Played without a couple of players, though, in that game, including Acott. Here's McKnight. Pull-up 17-footer, medium range is his game, but tonight, McKnight is 0 for 7 from the field. McKnight has had as many as 34 in a game. Last year against Minnesota, Comer steps into a 3 short. Sharp clears the board for his 4th rebound of the night. Now McKnight steps to left side, Acott. Alley-oop, down to get it. Back up, and good by Hamilton. Now the Hilltoppers have scored 4 in a row after a 4-minute and 9-second dry spell. With EKU put 7 on the board. It's down to a 3-point game, 21-18. 5 minutes and 7 seconds between field goals for the Toppers. 7:20 first half. Moreno hunting a 3 left side, way too long. Kirtles are discombobulated offensively right now. McKnight, look at that move around Comer. He missed the shot though. Boy, Darius McKnight is 0 for 8 tonight. Boy, he gets going, and then things change for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, he won't miss many of those. He made a nice little inside-out move. Here's the previous play, the lob to Hamilton, and the easy score.
21-18 EKU. Western Kentucky has its entire starting 5 back on the court. Same story for Eastern Kentucky. Just where we began. 8-3 Western run out, and then Eastern Kentucky caught them. 3 ties, 3 lead switches. EKU scored 7 in a row. Western didn't score a point for 4:09, a field goal for 5:07, but EKU now at 2 minutes 15 and ticking without a point, and Western scored 4 in a row to close it to a 1-possession game as the clock goes beneath 7 minutes. Blanton finds a 13-footer. They closed out on him, but he hit it with a high arch to stop the EKU scoreless run there.
That was a nice pull-up by Blanton. Created just a little bit of space before he went up on that jump shot.
That's his first 2 of the night. He averages 11.1 last year. Had 14 in Bowling Green. Here's McKnight. Up top of the key, Acott down the lane right, spin to the lane around Moreno, and he missed the chippy. Boy, Western just can't buy a bucket tonight. 6 of 23. Moreno crossover dribble on Acott. Sharp there to Toltake and say no further. Out to Comer in the center circle. Nice screen. Comer in around and then tried to bounce it and it went off the foot of McKnight for a kick. Spotted a former Hilltopper coach, a great one, behind the bench in his red vest and the gray hair, Jim Richards over there.
I saw him earlier.
225 between EKU points. So both teams endured droughts. Western's about double EKU's. 23-18 EKU. Cozart, Blanton. Walker back in at guard for Comer. Moreno and Robb. All the starters out there for the Tops as well. Western owns this series 116-44. Won last time they were in Richmond. Walker hit a big three early. Moreno, they are tight on him. He shoots a contested one over McKnight and drilled it. Moreno's moved into 7th all time with 3 threes tonight. 6 against Morehead State back in 2021. The most at EKU's biggest lead at 8 here against the Hilltoppers. Here's Frampton pump faking up top. As they watch Hamilton down low. McKnight gets an elbow 15-footer and he just cannot buy one tonight. Who would have thought that McKnight could have gone 0 for 9 from the field? 47% shooter last year. 5:22 first half. Blanton tight guarding by Acott. Blanton still dribbling, pulling up from 10. No. Cozart jumped, but it went over him. Here comes Hamilton with the Euro around Walker and score in transition. 4 for Hamilton.
Well, they got to be bad in transition right there. Western hit ahead and had the numbers.
And you can see the eyes of Hamilton seeing the open goal. He got there 26-20 EKU. 7-0 run and another 5-0 run. Walker got a screen, stop and go dribble, one-handed float and fire. Cozart had a hand on the ball and it was tipped off of him into the cheerleaders down on the baseline. Well, let's take a look at your individual scoring leaders. Frampton with 8, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 of 3 from the foul line. And their leading rebounders, McKnight and Sharp, with 4 apiece. For EKU, Cozart has 7 rebounds. In his 48 games at Western, he averaged 1.4 rebounds off the bench. 7 tonight. Top scorer, Moreno with 9 on 3 threes. Another drive inside. McKnight lost the ball. See how they, if it was a Colonel that deflected it out, I believe so. Comer's back on the bench with a towel around his neck. And he's got that foot up again as they're working on the upper leg of Comer, right below the ankle. And now Michael Wardy in and he grabbed.
I think it was Walker.
It was Walker, 2 instead of 12.
Yeah, he chucked Frampton coming across the lane right there on that up bounce play.
Foul number 6 on Eastern Kentucky, 5 on Western. 4:33 first half, 26-20 EKU. McKnight trouble getting it into Frampton. He made a nice move around Walker but missed the shot. Hilltoppers ice cold on a warm night. Cold weather's coming. It's hit the Hilltoppers early here. Here is a contested 15-footer by Walker, not the shot A.W. Hamilton would want there. McKnight against 3 Colonels, drives in on Walker and scored. How did he do that? What a play by McKnight, and it took till 4:14 of the first half, but McKnight's on the board, and let's see if that fuels Western. Look at that move. Not much of a foul there.
Well, he thought he had pretty good position. He had his hands straight up. Must have got him with his body just a little bit, and that's 2 on Walker. Bang, bang.
And McKnight completes the traditional 3. So McKnight opened 0 for 9 before that field goal, and he cut the lead in half. It's 26-23 EKU, 4 minutes first half. Blanton lobs it to Wardy, down to get it, bumped by Sharp, who had left his feet. And when Sharp came down, the body got the body of Wardy. So EKU started Cozart, and then they brought in Capiti, 2 fouls on him, including a double foul. And now Wardy in the play.
Well, that's just 1 on Sharp. Both teams will be shooting the bonus the rest of the half.
When we come back from the 4-minute timeout, EKU 26, WKU 23. Western Kentucky finally got a shot to go from McKnight after missing his first 10. They are at 29.6%, 8 of 27. EKU's at 10 of 28, 35.7. Blanton back to the basket at the foul line. Wardy working, trying to get low. Blanton burrowing his way in, turning, finds an 8-footer and hit it.
Boy, he is so tough. He's physical enough to get in there and use his body to create that space. He faded away right there to get that shot off and knocked it down.
Western is 4 of 20 on 2-point shots, 4 of 7. Oh, there's a foul. That could almost be intentional, but McKnight sold it well as he dropped the ball. And Ukamoto trying to pick it up and go to the goal at half court. And McKnight able to knock him down and stop him on the drive, but it will be a 1-and-1 here for John Ukamoto.
Ukamoto, if he'd have gotten loose right there, the crowd would have been happy to see a show because he can throw the ball down any way you want.
He had 5 dunks in the opening game against Miami Middletown. This is the season opener for WKU after beating Montevallo and Georgetown College in public games. EKU had those 2 private, can't talk about them, scrimmages against Southern Indiana and Chattanooga. 67% foul shooter last year in JUCO, and he missed the foul shot. So an empty trip there for EKU, from a potential dunk to a missed shot. Back in and feeding it out high, and a long shot will not go for Rawls, and the give by Lander as Rick Stansberry gives his bench a chance. Blanton dropped the ball, but it floats down to Walker, playing with 2 fouls, with Comer on the bench and getting treatment. Now Walker, 3:10 in the first half. In a game of 3 ties, 3 lead switches. Walker gets a screen from Morty, out to Robb, unguarded 3, no good. Ukamoto goes high for the rebound, and they called the foul, I believe, on Jung. We'll wait and see what they're calling here.
The referee
watch this.
Asked for a replay right there.
Wait, pointed. Watch it here, Doug. See what you see. Going to find it out right here. Possible hook and hold. All right, so a Western player hook and hold is what we heard.
They saw a hook and hold there. I believe Michael Wardy got tangled up. I'd have to look at the replay again to see the player involved, but I did notice a little contact jockeying for position when that shot went up by Cooper Robb. So if we get a chance to look at it on the replay, maybe we can get a better look. But
see if our crew can get the replay again. We had a couple of shots at it before Shane Staggs, one of the officials. Here it is. See what we can see here.
Watch underneath the basket there.
There's some hooking going on in between those 2 guys, both arms getting tangled, and almost looked like they were both, locked up together there. We'll wait and see how they rule it. 28-23, EKU 302 gives us a chance to recap leading score. Nobody hit double figures, but Moreno, 3 of 4 from 3, leads EKU with 9. 8 points for Frampton. He is 2 for 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 of 3 from the foul line. In the rebounding margin, it's McKnight with 4 and Sharp with 4 for Eastern Kentucky. The WKU transfer Kozar coming back to his hometown in his first game against the Division I team as a Colonel in his second start in college. After always coming back off the bench at Western in 48 games, has 7 rebounds and a block as well.
Now he's really played well and used his physical size to carve out some position and get some rebounds, especially on the defensive end.
On your next visit to Richmond, book your stay with Town Place Suites by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express Richmond. 2 great hotels in 1 great city. Town Place Suites by Marriott and Holiday Inn Express Richmond are proud partners of EKU Athletics. They've gone to the monitor, and now they talk. The 3 officials, and Steve Devine, Tyler Kumpf, and Shane Staggs. Interesting story about Steve Devine. His younger brother, Brad, started his college career, great left-handed shooter at EKU, and ended his career at WKU from Central City, Kentucky.
Yeah, that's very rare that you see someone go to a rival school like that.
Well, he lived down in the Eastern Kentucky area. Common foul is the indication.
Michael Wardy will go to the free throw line now.
Well, they said common foul, but everybody's lined up as though it would be a technical shot.
Yeah, they're calling the players back to the lane now, so it's just a regular 1-and-1.
Eastern Kentucky at the foul line, 0 for 2. Western 3 for 4. Amazing stat for Rick Stansbury, 6 years. His teams over those 6 years have had 1,440 more foul shot attempts than their opponents. That's the way they play. Number 1 in lowest foul totals in the country last year. Foul shot good by Wardy. He's a 54% career foul shooter. Started his career at Peru State, laid out a year, and then went to Southeast Community College. He's out of Nebraska, and he got them both. 30-23 KU, and it's their second 7-point lead. Western's biggest lead, 5. Under 3 minutes we go as Rob tracks Rawls. They brought Rawls back in. Jung is on the court. He sets a nice screen for Rawls. 15-footer, got it. You just got to feel as though the Hilltoppers are going to start catching fire. And we've got another Kirtle injured, and this time Rob bending down in front of his own bench, and a busy athletics trainer Jeff Carrico ready to attend to him if need be.
Well, they ran a middle ball screen, and I think Cooper Robb got the worst of the screen. I don't know if he tweaked his back or what, but
yeah, it was on the screen. And Cooper Robb, 3-sport star at Scott County High School, same high school as Michael Moreno, and the head coach of the Kirtles. Watch it here, see if you can see anything. They ran into the screen, and
didn't look like a hole. Oh, it was on the rebound.
Ooh, got hit from behind.
Yeah.
Kind of a kidney shot there, unintentionally. Looks okay. He's about as tough as it gets. Played the last month of the year with a labrum, and been a tough night for the junior college transfer Ukamado as he picked up the pivot, but we have seen that now 3 times in a game and a half. He doesn't get that action going offensively before he does that right there. A little dance before the dribble.
Sure did, Greg.
30-25 EKU. Here come the Toppers right to left as we look at it. Little shove off by Rawls on Rob, and a follow away shot no good, and Blanton clears the miss. Rob's had 4 rebounds. Blanton yo-yos all the way down the lane. Ukamado, good job keeping it alive, but when he tried to hook it out to Walker, Walker's got to avoid the foul, and they called the foul on Walker, and A.W. Hamilton can't believe that call as he's upset. And that's a freshman mistake by Walker, Doug, because he had 2 fouls. Watch it here.
He was trying to avoid the contact right here, running alongside, but
what A.W. Hamilton is talking about, I think he thought he went out of bounds way back in backcourt.
Well, that was a big call right there. Comer back into the lineup, though.
So Comer is getting treatment on his knee, just below the knee. Foul shot good, so the back end for Dante Allen. We had a 3 tonight. 2019 Kentucky Mr. Basketball, one of 10 Mr. Basketballs that have gone to Western Kentucky. EKU has had 5, including a kid from Bowling Green that played at Bowling Green High School, and Turner Buttery, who we've not seen tonight. 30-26 as Western down 7 twice, creeps back closer, and a tough third foul on Walker at 2:09 of the first half. Second one no good. Moreno the rebound, as 24 in white beats 24 in red. Marshall there. Comer in trouble, but he found Blanton. Up to the shooting, Jackson. Yes, for 3. There's 3 on his back for a reason. His first 3 of the night, and it's 33-26 EKU, the alley-oop, and Moreno stepped in front of Sharp and stole it away. They've really played Sharp in the low post well tonight. Now Moreno fakes the 3, drives in, leaves his feet out to Comer, trifecta. No. Looking to hustle by Wardy to Jackson, and Jackson put it in.
Great hustle there by Michael Wardy, keep that ball alive.
5 in a row by Jackson, and Wardy's energy, and the crowd comes alive at Baptist Health Arena in Richmond. Rawls standing O from the crowd, tipped away by Jackson, called a foul on Jackson, hacked him from behind.
He got beat in the screen and roll action, tried to come from behind and strip it, but he got a piece of the arm. You'll see it right here. Came in from behind to try to get the steal. Not a good gamble right there, and it's going to send Western to the line.
It'll be Rawls. 1 year at Georgia State, missed the foul shot. Western has not brought their shooting radar tonight. They're 8 of 27 from the field. 4 of 7, though, from 3, so that means they're 4 of 20 from two-point range. Now 3 of 4 from the foul line, and Rawls missed them both. Rick Stansberry's not going to be a fun guy in the locker room, is he? He is not happy with his team. Timeout to A.W. Hamilton. Had a cancer scare, had treatment a summer ago. Now an advocate for getting your dermatology checkup.
That's true. Western coming back in the lineup there with Hamilton and Aycock. Minute 4 left. Both teams in a bonus.
Since it was 14-14, Eastern Kentucky has had 3 7-0 runs in this game. And they have won the battle 21-12 since it was tied for the last time at 14. Colonel shooting 38%, the Hilltoppers just below 30 at 29.6. EKU 6 of 13 on threes. Western Kentucky 4 of 7, but I think if there's a script here, it's been the low post defense for Eastern Kentucky. They've had a good game plan. Pat Blake, former student manager at the University of Louisville, with the scout. And the EKU team has had a little bit of magic defensively tonight.
Right, and despite being outsized, they've out-rebounded Western by 1 at this point.
Comer, eyes up, drives, got around everybody, got to the goal, and then threw it too hard off the backboard. Sharp wasn't there where he could protect it, but Comer's drive did not produce points.
I think somebody got a piece of that on the way up.
35-26 EKU, last minute of the first half. Jackson tipped it away from Aycock for a moment. He digs defensively, picked up a foul, Sharp a screen for Aycock, opened with a 3, and in and out there, but 3 in red, high rising rebound, and back in for Jarius Hamilton, who has 6. 35-28, and now Eastern Kentucky can hold for the last shot of the first half. Shot clock goes on vacation before a near capacity crowd in an arena that will be renovated after this year is over. Down to 10, Comer runs the play, high post Wardy. Blanton curls off and got it in an illegal screen on Wardy. As he handed it off, and EKU gives Western a chance, rather than going down 7, 8, or 9, or even 10, to get it within as much as 4 here on a big series late. EKU has been hit with illegal screens over and over. Quickly into McKnight, guarded by Comer, pulls up from 15. That's his sweet spot, and he hit it. And a big push at the end of the first half by Western Kentucky. And A.W. Hamilton extremely upset with that last call, pleading to Steve Devine.
Well, that was a big swing right there. Eastern had the ball and it didn't get the last shot that they wanted, and Western comes down and converts.
A.W. Hamilton still not to the locker room, getting the explanation from Steve Devine. We have halftime. Western's taken what was a 9-point deficit, and fortunate there with a couple of shots at the end to cut it to a 5-point game halfway through this Eastern-Western battle of the Bluegrass on ESPN+. Well, it may turn down to halftime adjustments. Who makes them? 5th-year head coach A.W. Hamilton of EKU. Won a state championship at Scott County. Then went to Wake Forest, transferred to Marshall where he graduated. Or Rick Stansberry, the Campbellsville native. Graduated from Campbellsville University in 1981. And he has been all over the place and had 21 years of college head coaching experience, 415 and 239. The locker room, and now to the court we go with EKU leading by 5. Their Threes for a Cause, presented by Central Bank, has connected Central Bank, EKU, and local nonprofits to give back to Madison County. Each game, Central Bank will make a donation to a local nonprofit organization for every 3-point shot made during the game. At halftime, the Colonels have been able to toss in 7. Western has put in 4. And right now, EKU 35-30. It's good shooting tonight so far by Luke Frampton of Western, 2 of 3. And Dante Allen, 1 for 1 for Eastern Kentucky. Michael Moreno, who moved past both Adam Leonard and Orlando Johnson, who's from Apollo High School in Owensboro back in his playing days and into number 8 all time, and is chasing Josh Taylor, who is up next on the ladder. Matt Witt, of course, the number 2 all-time scorer, has the most three-pointers in EKU history. The ball's in the left hand of Stephen Devine, who blows the whistle. And Tayshawn Comer will bring it in for the second half takeout. And away we go in a game of 3 ties and 3 lead switches. Now Comer was over there like he was going to take the ball out, but it's Western Kentucky's ball.
Yeah, he was having a little discussion with the official there about something.
Eastern Kentucky's got 1 player with 3 fouls tonight, so you got to watch that. And it's on Walker. The backup point guard can go to 2 guard. Eastern Kentucky opens it a man-to-man. McKnight almost dropped the dribble, but got it, lobs it. Bad pass. Tried to get it, low block right from high left to Hamilton. And it was not a good pass by McKnight, who last year had 176 assists at 106 turnovers. Colonel's in the weave, 35-30 leader. Blanton to the foul line, corner. Moreno, catch, release, shoot, miss. And Sharp up for the 5th rebound. Top rebounder Cozart with 7 for EKU. And we've got another foul on a Colonel away from the ball, knocking down a Hilltopper.
Yeah, Hamilton was trying to get early post position and transition right there. Michael Moreno was on him, and he kind of just slid the chair out from under him, so to speak. And Hamilton lost his balance. Michael Moreno got called for the foul.
First on Moreno, first on EKU. Out of bounds. Great play. Blanton was not able to stop Acott, who got open. He opened the game with a 3, and he opens the second half with a 2. And Western has taken a 9-point deficit late in the first half, down to 3 as they open their scoring account here in half 2. Blanton working his way baseline. Acott bumping him. Blanton reverses, no. Cozart, 8th rebound, got it away from Sharp. And EKU will retool as the shot clock, a minute into the second half, moves to 20. Blanton on a bounce to Cozart, went up for the dunk, and from behind, a clean block by Sharp. Acott, Frampton, lay-in. 35-34. Western on an 8-0 run, their biggest of the day. Hamilton says play on to the Colonels. Nice break there. As Acott has been a factor here in the second half. Frampton got the bucket on the give by Acott. Colonels need a bucket here, and Blanton in trouble, throws it away. EKU does not look eye of the tiger. Start the second half, Frampton for the lead, but before that, he was held out on the wing by Robb.
Well, you can see the adjustment early. Western looking to get out and run and post Hamilton up. That's 3 different times he's been in the lane looking for position, and we've only played less than 2 minutes.
So Frampton with the bucket, the first player on either side to reach double figures as Robb picks up his first foul. Looking for their first lead of the night since they were up 11-9 Western. And they were in trouble late in the first half, down 9. Now they're down 1, and nice move by Hamilton to miss the runner. Cozart's 9th rebound. Now Comer turns on the gas around Frampton. Cut off by Sharp. He'll get it out to Robb, and Robb will put in the 3. Comer's drive and find with great eyes, a big part of the EKU transition game tonight, and they lead by 4.
Well, that's 2 times tonight he's attacked the rim and found Cooper Robb in the perimeter for 3s.
Well, and here's Robb shooting the gap and stealing. And he went up and laid it in after getting his first dunk of his college career in his 5th year. Last game out, 40-34. Good response by EKU. They didn't come out with that energy, and Western hit them with 4 straight, but EKU now responds. McKnight. Nice backdoor cut, and Moreno knocked it away, tried to save it, ran out of room on the baseline.
Yeah, they were trying to cut Hamilton from the corner on the back door, and Moreno did a great job defending, getting back, and deflecting that ball out of bounds.
Last time on an inbounds under the basket, they were able to find an open Acott for the lay-in. McKnight this time, Acott covered up. Much better that time as he popped corner. Top of the key to Sharp, posted high. Handoff Acott. Little elbow into Moreno. Drives, backs it away. Play point guard at 6'8" for Boise State. They went to the tournament. McKnight, 2 steps to the lane, missed it. Sharp follows, but they say no, over the back. Gonna call it on Sharp, much to the chagrin of Rick Stansberry. We'll see if Rick's right or the official here.
McKnight got it up on the rim, and he just shoved Blanton in the back, but that ball was in the air. Good call by the official.
Rick Stansberry disagrees with you. The Campbellsville native. His great uncle, Edgar Stansberry, Hall of Fame at Western Kentucky, 1944 graduate. Blanton circles to the lane, over Aycott from 10. That net barely moved at EKU with a response. 6 for Blanton, 42-38. After Western scored 8 in a row into the first half, start of the second half, EKU comes back with 6 in a row. They've had 2 7-0 runs. 42-34 EKU on their home court, where over the years they've had a lot of success. 518 and 254. Here's McKnight. Little bump into Moreno. Close out by Comer. Got it out to Aycott. Good look at it, but he couldn't get it to go. And an over the back foul, or are they going to call it on a Kirtle instead? There were a lot of leapers in there, and I believe they got it on an EKU player this time. And it's going to be on Robb, his second of the half and second of the game.
They could have called a couple players right there for over the back. That was a free-for-all when that ball got to the rim.
42-34 EKU. They've out-rebounded the taller Hilltoppers by 5. On the inbounds, Aycott had to save it in. Moreno almost swiped it away, but they got it out to Hamilton. Now back to Aycott. Aycott, who started his career at Arizona, misses. Cozart has gone double figures in rebounds tonight, playing against his old team. Robb, who hit a big 3 to get Eastern's second half engine started after Western had a chance to take the lead. Last lead for Western, 11-9. Here's Robb, double team traffic, feeds it out to the wrong team, Hamilton. Moreno or Comer didn't see it. McKnight drives all the way to the goal. What a finisher he is. After missing his first 9 shots, he's hit his last 3. Blanton to the lane, got loose from 10. Good look at it, nestles it in. Blanton's medium range game is tremendous.
Yeah, he did a good job pump faking and getting the defense to commit, and then he got in there to his sweet spot in the lane and knocked it down.
44-36 EKU. McKnight has 7 tonight for the Hilltoppers, and it took him a while, didn't score until the 4:14 mark of the first half. 44-36, McKnight offensive foul. Robb's great defense again. He's known for that, and he's delivered on both ends of the court. We go to timeout at 15:01 with this defensive play by Robb, and the Kirtles up by 8. Lineup, he's out of Cincinnati, and 2 early fouls, just played 3 minutes. Darden Capiti gives Cozart, who's been a big star tonight, with 10 rebounds, 10 of EKU's 31.
So 1-3-1 half-court trap here by Western.
Walker with 3 fouls back in. EKU's Moreno got out of there, finds Jackson from behind. They tipped it away, saved him, McKnight. Well, that's twice he has saved a ball that should have gone the other way. His hustle, tremendous. Frampton steps into a 3 in transition. That is a big, big moment in this game out of the under 15 timeout.
9 points for Frampton, and all of them in transition.
3 threes. Moreno tries to answer. It's way off, barely grazed the rim, but Holt saved the rebound, but ran out of room. So it looked like EKU was going to get the ball out. McKnight made a great hustle play and got it out to Frampton, who buried the 3.
Yeah, it's 13 for Frampton, but 9 of them have been in transition.
Right. Frampton's had a big night, while McKnight is 3 of 13. Frampton tonight is 3 of 4 from 3, 4 of 6 overall. Moreno 3 for 6, and Robb 2 for 5 from 3. Walker 1 for 2. Jackson 1 for 1. EKU up 9 late in the first half, up 8 after they did a good job. But then the Hilltoppers keep having runs. They came from behind to win in a back-and-forth game in Bowling Green last year. 4 on the shot clock. Aycott at the end of it, didn't hit the rim, and right ahead of the buzzer. Rebound by McKnight. McKnight wrestles Capiti down. Are they going to call it jump ball or a foul? They're going to call it jump ball, and A.W. Hamilton not happy with the officials. He's working to Shane Staggs now. Well, the other two made the call. The ball goes to EKU. That looked like a little arm first.
Yeah, he had a little arm and ball along the way there, but Eastern gets the ball on the change of possession.
So they didn't get the foul they thought they deserved, but they got the possession arrow their way for now. Walker, Moreno, Jackson, Holt, and Capiti. Hamilton, McKnight, and what do we got? Timeout for A.W. Hamilton. He is dancing mad with Steve Devine right now. It's a 30-second timeout for the head coach that wants this one and wants it in the worst of ways. Trying to get a signature win after a losing season last year that was injury-riddled.
Yeah, the first change really, as far as trying to change up the tempo, I think is this move right here by Coach Stansbury to go to this 1-3-1 half-court trap. They've got a lot of length out there, and Eastern's got a small freshman point guard that's going to have to throw over this size to initiate offense. And it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Hamilton took that timeout to maybe draw something up to attack this 1-3-1 of Western.
Now they're putting on the right knee of Tate Blanton, as Jeff Carrico has been a busy veteran trainer as you look into the Eastern Kentucky huddle here. If you're with us on ESPN Plus, 13:46 to go in the game. At Eastern Kentucky, 44-39, their biggest lead at 9 late in the first half. Western's biggest lead at 5 came at 8-3. Both teams shooting much better second half. EKU, 8 shots, hit 4 for 50%, upping their game-long average to 39.5. Hilltoppers 4 of 9 this half and 35-7 for the ball game as we go into the huddle of Rick Stansbury. Phil Cunningham, also from Campbellsville, his top assistant, 6 years head coach at Troy, and Martin Cross, who graduated from Western in 2015 in that huddle as well. And over on the other side, Eastern Kentucky, they have the scout tonight from Pat Blake.
Another adjustment that Western has made coming out of the locker room is they've made a conscious effort to get the ball inside. They haven't been successful all the time, but they have used Hamilton on the post. They posted Sharp deep in the time the ball to him, but they're looking to attack the interior where they have the size advantage.
So they're giving Comer a rest. They were working on Blanton. They give Moreno a rest. So trying to get to the under 12 timeout here, leading 44-39. Holt. Ukamato has come back into the lineup. And here's Walker, 4-star recruit out of Indianapolis. To Jackson, dropped the ball, just dropped it. They wrestle for the ball, no whistle coming, and Hamilton gets it out to McKnight at 1-on-3, a hold up, and a turnover on Jackson. A little dicey in this lineup right now, and they get around Capiti. Ukamato challenges, and a foul called. Let's see who they got it on. It'll be on Ukamato with a hammer.
Now here's the replay. McKnight with Capiti on him on the exterior.
That was Capiti instead, his third foul.
Yeah, he drove into contact there. Had a little mismatch with quickness, and that's Capiti's third.
He only played 3 minutes in the first half. EKU has struggled here of late to get anything going. And the foul shot no good for McKnight. McKnight, Kentucky Mr. Basketball, played at Martha Lane Collins High School in Shelby County. He was a 77% shooter last year, and he misses the foul shot. One more for the left-hander.
Blanton back in for Jackson Holt.
Yeah, so they worked on Blanton, got a little bit of the magic wand on his knee, and he's back in. Bad pass again, but Ukamato saves it. Walker got it back as he tried to thread the needle. Still in that zone, aren't they?
They are, but they drop out of the 1-3-1 into a 2-3.
Jackson steps into a 3, misses. Ukamato, high-rising rebound, back to Jackson, and he's fouled from behind. Acott reaching in. Acott out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, up across the border. Take a look at this one here off the Jackson miss.
Yeah, they did a favor right there because Sharp was right in front of the rim and rejected that shot after it was released.
First foul on Acott, who started his career at Arizona. Mountain West honorable mention last year when he was a Boise State tournament team, went to the tournament. And Jackson, high rising shot from the foul line, good. Deshaun Jackson, one of those kernels that if you get more out of him this year, you've got those bonus points after a struggling freshman year, but they've liked what they've seen in preseason from Jackson, and 2 good looks from the foul line for the 69 career shooter from the foul line.
Eastern with their man-to-man pressure. They haven't really been aggressive tonight, trapping out of it. More token pressure, tempo type of pressure.
46-40 Eastern Kentucky. Jackson has 7. One Colonel in double figures with 10 in Blanton, 13 for Frampton, and he's trying to go for a Sweet 16, and he does.
Yeah, they ran a little back screen action there. Frampton screened for the big guy for Western. I didn't see who it was, but then he was released and had a wide open look at a 3.
Frampton has had a great shooting night. The rest of the team hasn't. They stretch out to 1-3-1. Walker bad pass, tipped away sharp, dunk. 1-point game, and here comes Western. Hamilton with a dunk off another Colonel turnover, and A.W. Hamilton has Comer and Moreno coming back in. He tried to give guys a rest, and Western turning him over, and you hit it on the head. The zone has worked.
Yeah, Walker tried to make that pass to the top of the key, and he forgot about the wingspan of Sharp, who reached in and made a good play to start the Western Hilltoppers off and running.
An 11-4 Western Kentucky run. They scored 8 in a row at the end of the first half, start of the second. EKU responded with 6 in a row to go up 8. It's been an 11-4 Western spurt. Down to a 1-point game. Jackson into the body of Sharp, rejected away. Jackson took it in where you just don't have a chance.
No, that was not a good decision right there. You know that he's sitting there waiting on anything coming to the rim.
Here comes Robb, probably for Jackson. Chance to retake the lead. They haven't been ahead since 11-9. And here goes McKnight. Lost the ball out. Turnover, McKnight. It's been a dreadful night for him. 8 points, 3 of 13 shooting. Does have 5 assists, but that is turnover number 4 of the night. 46-45 EKU. Timeout at the under 12 at 11:46. Who's going to claim it in the Battle of the Bluegrass? Kentucky took an 11-9 lead at 15-19 in the first half. They haven't been to the front of the scoreboard since. Moreno, Comer come back in, and they have gone as EKU's Comer makes a bad pass. The Colonels falling apart against the zone. What are they doing wrong in the passes as Western has made wholesale changes with Allens, Lander, Rawls, along with Marshall and Jung.
Well, I thought they'd got into a better attack there. They reversed the ball 2 times before crossing midcourt that last one.
13 turnovers EKU for the lead, and Jung had it roll off. Good look at it, but the guy from Senegal couldn't get it to drop. Here comes Comer inside, flips it out high dangerously to Robb off the baseline. Step back 3, Robb. Got it!
Huge play right there by Cooper Robb. That was not an easy shot.
He went sprawling. 49-45 EKU. That brought the near capacity crowd. Just a few seats empty here at AC tonight. Robb thought about shooting the gap when the pass out high. Rawls. Now Capiti helps. Rawls takes Robb to the left side. Lander a 3, good. The Indiana transfer gets his first points. Boy, he was 3 for 3 in the Georgetown exhibition win. Back to a 1-point game.
Well, he looked smooth on that.
And the ball tipped out on good defense by Marshall. As Rick Stansberry gives all of his starters a breather. Recognized as high performing in orthopedics by U.S. News and World Report. UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine is proud to be the official team physicians for EKU Athletics. That zone of Stansberry working. But Moreno finds an opening back from Blanton, and he is way off. Moreno's lost his touch here. He's been way off in his last 3 shots and drops to 3 of 7 after an early good start. Trying to get their first lead since the first 5 minutes of the game. Allen. Now Jung will shoot from deep. He hit it, and at 10:06, Western Kentucky has taken the lead 50-49. Well, 51-49 make that. And the zone has been the difference. Long arms, they are athletic, and EKU can't find the openings. Now Comer backs it away at the foul line over to Robb. He gets bumped on a closeout by Lander.
Well, they've got Marshall out on the top of that zone, the point, and it makes it very difficult to get ball reversal. 6-7. Cooper Robb with a good pump fake and got Lander off his feet to draw the foul.
A 17-7 Western Kentucky run to take their first lead since they were up 11-9 at 15-19. Moreno goes bounce baseline. Robb back out. Comer step into a 22-footer. Good.
Big answer by Eastern right there. Great pass out.
We've had 5 lead switches. 52-51 Eastern Kentucky. 3 ties. 9:22. Time beginning to become a factor in the 161st meeting. Feed inside Zhang against 2 Colonels. Capiti and Moreno, he scores. Low block right. First 2 for Fulu Zhang. Ball tipped out at half court. 53-52 WKU. All of a sudden, after 3 ties and 3 lead switches, we've had 3 successive lead switches. Again, Western Kentucky had their 11-9 lead at 15-19 and did not retake the lead until 10:06 of the second half. Western's led for 4.5 minutes tonight. That's it. Comer across the lane to Capiti, dropped the ball, gets jostled around and steps out of bounds. And A.W. Hamilton in the officials' ear about something again here. Western's gotten physical and have been able to really take Eastern Kentucky out of any offensive flow here in the last few minutes, Doug.
Yeah, and Blanton goes out. Jackson Holt back in. Here comes Cozart back in for Eastern. He's in for Capiti, who fumbled that last ball out of bounds.
So Cozart, Moreno, Comer, Robb, and 1 reserve, Holt. You can see the frustration of A.W. Hamilton building for the 5th-year head coach. Longtime coach at Hargrave Military Academy, 1-year assistant under his former head coach there, Kevin Keats at North Carolina State. Whistle, offensive foul the other way. That time, the illegal screen called on Dante Allen out of Pendleton County High School, his second. So here's where we are, possession arrow WKU. Hilltoppers have the lead, 53-52 at 8:43. 4 fouls EKU, 5 on the Toppers.
Yeah, they were rubbing Marshall off the screen there. Dante Allen moved.
EKU shooting 46% this half. Western doing really well, 60% this half. Holt dropped the ball. Got it back. Dangerous pass out to Moreno. Back to Jackson Holt. Hand in the face 3, no. Really great. And there's Robb tipping it away. Missed it. Cozart follows. The Robb hand touch. The difference. The hustle. The little things that sometimes do not show up in the box score. Lander the other way into Cozart. Deflected away. Rebound Moreno. Now Comer. Comer drives, feeds it corner, Holt, passes it up, moves in from 10, no. The other way, here comes Allen, dribbled it off his foot, but he got to it, and then Lander kicked it out of bounds. And stomping his feet into the court, upset with his team, Rick Stansberry. He hails his starters back in, 54-53 EKU. It's rivalry night, even though they don't play in the same conference anymore. Timeout, 7:55 to go. Colonel basketball when we come back to Richmond. Strange game in a way because EKU's beating Western where they're normally better, rebounding. And Western, meanwhile, is forcing EKU into more turnovers than they've made, 14-11, and they've shot better from 3. And they've got that trap in the zone again, and Comer has it tipped out of bounds. Well, still have not been able to find how to get out of trouble in the zone that Western has used.
Yeah, he's making a cardinal mistake right there, going into the coffin corner, picking his dribble up just as he crosses midcourt where you have no outlet but to try to throw over size.
Now Comer, a freshman guard, he's going to learn, and A.W. Hamilton said with freshman guards we're going to have to learn. Recruited 3 freshmen at point guard, Walker, Comer, and Buttry. 54-53 EKU. Shot clock to 10. Over to Holt. Back to Robb. Thought about a 28-footer. Drives. Stops. Spins. Finds room. Shoots. Misses. Tipped Cozart, and they went over his back. Well, you talk about the son of Harvey Cozart, who was a walk-on at EKU, and Isaiah Cozart with 11 rebounds tonight, a new career high.
You know, Frampton got caught with a mismatch. Cozart underneath and just pushed him in the back right there.
That foul on the floor, 6 on Western, 4 on Eastern. EKU by 1. Into Robb, splits 2. There's Sharp to cut it off. He got it out to Comer, catch 3. EKU way off, kicks out to Holt. He'll let it go, and he has not been able to hit it. I mean, he is dead-eye in practice, but opening up his account as a collegiate just hadn't been good for Jackson Holt. And tonight, they would have used it, but they haven't got it. He was 3 of 10 in game 1, and Holt tonight is 0 for 3. McKnight muscling his way in. Cozart helps Comer out of the corner for the lead. Good. Give him 3. He wears 3. 11 for Jarius Hamilton. He's been big for the Hilltoppers, and they retake the lead. 56-54. Corner left hold out to Robb. Frampton closes out. Robb drives through the lane. Find Comer. Comer, head of the key, backs it away. Hilltoppers by 2 on our 8th lead switch. Comer drives, got knocked down by Frampton. He says, my bad, as Comer beat him by a half step.
He just pulled Frampton out away from the basket and took him off the dribble. Here's the replay. Just kind of backed him out there where he had a little quickness advantage and then blew by him. Frampton grabbed him as he was trying to go up and shoot the ball with his left hand.
Frampton out of Poca, West Virginia, started his career at Davidson, where he had 100 three-pointers in 2019 at Davidson. Payte Blanton, who's gotten training help on the bench, and a foul shot no good by Comer. EKU has gone really cold from three-point range, and it's costing them in the second half. 3 of 10 from 3 after 7 of 16 in the first half. 10 of 26 tonight, 38.5%, but Western is 9 of 15. Comer got the second one, and so it stays a Western lead now by 1, 56-55. So we near the 6.5-minute mark in Richmond. McKnight looks at the scoreboard on the sidewall, walks it across the timeline with a jog to Sharp as they brought all their 5 stars back in, their starters. Head of the key, Frampton. Got another one.
Well, pick-the-picker play right there. Frampton set the initial cross screen and came off the down screen to the top, and he has hit another 3.
Davidson transfer. There goes another guy from Davidson that could shoot the ball, Steph Curry.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Biggest lead of the night for Western since they had an early 5-point lead. Ball kicked on the bounce by Comer by Hamilton. The Western defense that Rick Stansberry has put on the court has been the difference in half 2 here.
This 1-3-1 has given Eastern fits. They're still trying to adjust to it.
59-55, Western Kentucky. They were down in this game 42-34 early in the second half, but they've gone on a 25-13 run. When they were behind by 3 late in Bowling Green, they closed the game out on a 14-6 run last year when they played on December 4th.
Eastern with 2 timeouts left, Western with 3, and the team fouls, Western 7 and Eastern with 4.
EKU down 4, 6 minutes exactly to go. Here comes Robb around McKnight, all the way inside. Sharp 10's goal. Through Moreno to Comer, another miss. Well, when you live from the 3 and you can't get him to drop, you're 3 of 11 in the second half. And meanwhile, Western Kentucky has been in fuego in the second half on 3s, 6 of 7, and they're in, along with the zone, is the reason why Western Kentucky leads by 4, and Comer 89 feet from the goal, tried to reach in and steal it from McKnight. Watch it here. What did he do?
Well, I don't know.
He must have got arm, not ball there.
Must have. That's 5 team fouls now on Eastern.
Second foul on Comer, he's out, and kid that played his high school basketball at Bowling Green High, going against the school in his hometown. Turner Buttery in, trying to see if maybe he can find a shot. Boy, what's running through that young man's mind? Kentucky's Mr. Basketball. We now have 2 Mr. Basketballs on the court again, McKnight and Buttery. Here's McKnight, up to Hamilton. Western by 4. Now Sharp gives it off to McKnight. 5.5 to go. They post low. And Acott missed a good look at it from 7 over Robb. Robb the rebound. EKU down 4. Robb penetrates, lost the dribble, got it back. He had to reach out long to get it. Acott chasing him. Robb needs help. He gets it to Cozart. Back to Robb, 12 to shoot. Robb drives around Acott, feeds it corner Jackson. His shot blocked. Robb picks it up, 6 to shoot out to Moreno. Nope. Nothing going for Eastern Kentucky. 3 of 12 from 3, and that was a good look. And 2 or 3 Colonels there, and Buttrey took the charge, and Rick Stansberry disagrees.
Boy, that was a big play there. Turner Buttrey stood in, and it was a bang-bang call. Here's a look at it right here. You'll see it.
Rick Stansberry still got the ball on his hip for a moment. He is not happy. What did you think?
I thought he was there. I thought that was a good call. It was close. It was close.
Rick Stansberry showing the official that he thought Buttrey moved. 59-55, underneath 5 minutes to go. Acott now complaining to the official, showing the same signal. Here comes Buttrey with those pink shoes on. Up to Moreno, who's lost his shooting touch tonight. Jackson, and a blocking foul on the baseline by Frampton. Jackson struggled to handle the basketball. 1-and-1 here. He's been good at the foul line. Watch this.
Frampton late on the closeout right there, and Jackson drove baseline. Frampton not able to recover.
59-55, Eastern Kentucky trailing Western Kentucky by 4. Jackson at the line for a 1-and-1. EKU has not been good from the foul line, 5 of 9 tonight, but Jackson, he hit his 2, and so did Wardy. The rest of the team 1 of 5. Jackson good. So a good night for Jackson. Had 16, a career high, and the easy win over Miami Middletown to open the season Monday night. And he has 5 tonight. 59-56, down to a 1-possession game at 4:47, and Jackson misses. EKU 3 of 13 on 3-pointers in the second half. Western in the second half, 6 of 7 on 3-pointers. They've got the ball up by 3, 4.5 to go. Acott, McKnight, right flat. Jackson reaches defensively. Acott, a little bump into him, or McKnight, I should say. Took it in, double team on him, feeds it out high. We got a foul, and it's on a Colonel. And they called it on Buttrey, reaching away from the ball.
I didn't see it. I was watching the play in the lane there with McKnight, so this happened away from the ball. Didn't really catch it. 16 fouls on Eastern. Now both teams will shoot the bonus, and the next one on Western, Eastern will shoot the double bonus.
Western by 3. Wanted to get it into Hamilton, had to feed it out to the 7-5 Sharp from Hoptown. Nice dribble there, hand off to Acott. Acott left to Frampton, who's been the shooting hero, as he has banged in a bunch of them tonight. 5 of 6 threes. And Robb had to foul McKnight as McKnight was taking it in on competing. Third foul on Robb, and EKU struggling to hang with Western now.
Yeah, Capiti got caught out on a switch with McKnight in that left wing, and McKnight just drove him to the basket real hard. Cooper Robb came in to help, but got a piece of the arm when he went for the steal.
One of the Colonel assistants talking to Tayshawn Comer as McKnight. A tough night at the line, and from the field misses. McKnight is now 2 for 5 from the foul line and 3 of 13 from the field. 19 points for Frampton to lead all scorers. McKnight back on target there. 60-56, Western used that 25-13 run when they were down 8 to go up 4, and they're back up 4 with 4 minutes to go. Buttrey in a double team trap, and he got tied up.
Yeah, that's 5'11" size going against a 6'7" and a 6'8" right there on the trap at midcourt. And again, Eastern's guards cannot afford to get in that coffin corner situation.
60-56 Western. They'll get the ball when we return for the stretch run.
Well, as we come out of our timeout, Western will have possession of the ball in the backcourt. 3:55 left. Western 60, Eastern 56. And Eastern picking up with a little pressure in the back court. Comer back into the lineup for Eastern.
Rob almost got a steal from Acott on a dangerous pass inbounds by Frampton, but you can't find fault with Luke Frampton from West Virginia tonight. He's been the star, 5 of 6 from 3, and they got around Kirtles and drove all the way to the goal, and there goes McKnight. When the game is on the line, he rises to the top as well. Biggest lead of the night for Western at 6. Comer driving in, got tripped. Who do they call it on?
Well, that was a bailout foul right there. Comer
Frampton
was completely out of control. Split 2 defenders and was getting to the rim to have to go against Sharp. And he got bailed out with a reach-in foul, so he's going to the line.
McKnight 11 points, Hamilton 11, Frampton 19, the veterans. McKnight's done just enough when it counted here, and their biggest lead of the night at 62-56. EKU's got to knock down some foul shots. Comer's just been dreadful from the foul line tonight, so he missed another one. 1 for 4, and the team is 6 of 12. When you shoot 3 of 13 from 3, and you're 4 of 7 from the foul line, make it 4 of 8 this half, and you're down 6. Now Comer back on target. It makes the job tougher. His first point of the second half.
Let's see if Eastern decides to get more aggressive in their press. They haven't trapped much out of it tonight.
Comer to double figures with 10 now. They trap right here at half court. Acott finds a man in Hamilton. Hamilton was big early in this half. 62-57 Western. Time becoming a factor at 3:20. 14 on the shot clock. Up to Sharp. 7'5" guy goes over to McKnight. They got a double team on him. McKnight working and stepped on the sidelines right in front of his own bench. And no complaint to the officials there. That was a great trap along the sidelines by EKU. It was 2 Colonels and the sidelines that played a triangle of defense there.
Yeah, that sideline's an extra defender if you'll use it.
Comer up to Rob. See if Moreno can find a 3 here. Backdoor to Rob, and then he dropped the ball, but it rolled off the foot of Frampton.
We forgot to mention that Frampton, that last foul, that was his 4th.
Frampton with 19. The Colonels have Comer with 10 points, Blanton with 10, and Rob with 11. But Blanton has been on the bench. That knee may be bothering him. Haven't seen him back in. Out to Moreno. Mike has lost his shooting eye that was so hot early. Comer dropped the ball and then put up a air ball. And that's what we talked with A.W. Hamilton about. With freshman guards, they're going to be growing pains. Get them ready for the A-Sun play on New Year's Eve. But you've seen the youth of the guards tonight.
Yeah, you have. And this is a huge defensive possession for Eastern.
60.
And offensive possession for
There's a dunk.
Western.
Sharp with the dunk. Only 4 tonight, and they've both been dunks. He had 86 and the biggest lead of the night at 7. Eastern had a 9-point lead late in the first half, 8 early in the second half. Good underneath by Capiti, but had to get it off to Jackson. The defenses won it here in the second half for Western. Jackson pulls up from 10 and delivers. But can Western finish it on the road? Their 7-point lead on the Jackson J in the lane. Cuts it down to 5 at 2:05 to go. And timeout called, and we'll take it full with them as we head down the stretch in Richmond.
Platinum.
At 2:04. Michael Moreno had all 3 of his threes in the first half, 3 of 4, missed all 4. Whole team not able to get good shots to fall here in the second half. They are 3 of 13 from 3 and 5 of 8 from the foul line. And once up 8 early in this half, down 5, and they need a big defensive stand. Western wants to score here. 8 on the shot clock from McKnight. He got Jackson to the elbow, way out to Hamilton from deep, no good. Good shell out by Jackson and Moreno, and a chance to get it to 1 possession with 90 seconds to go. That was a good defensive stand right there by the home team. Now Moreno bumped by McKnight, and it'll be a double bonus. Guaranteed 2 shots for Michael Moreno. Had 9, and they all came in that first half.
And Michael Moreno ended up with a McKnight on him on the wing in transition. And they were looking to go to him, and when Michael Moreno put it on the floor,
Moreno is a 65% foul shooter, and he missed it. To knock off a really good team, you got to do the little things when the clock is stopped. You had a chance to cut it down to a one-possession game, and now you hope to get it to 4. Foul shooting has been at 50%. Not good, to say the least. But Moreno puts it above 50% and cuts it to 64-60 as he reached double figures for the 49th time in his career, covering 95 games. Minute 20 to go. Colonels extend the lead. They bring in Yukamado. Western spreading the court into the hands of Jordan Rawls, the 6'2 senior guard. Rawls drives on Comer, takes it in, flips it through the lane, and a charge. Charge taken by Moreno, the off-ball defender. Rawls got out of control, and now a chance with 1:05 to go, down by 4.
Now here's the replay. Michael Moreno help position on the weak side, rotates over, and takes a huge charge in this game.
Eastern Kentucky last year went 50% against Bellarmine and Georgetown College. Shot a lot better than they have tonight from the foul line. 71% last year. 64-60 Western. Here comes Comer across the midpoint stripe with 1 minute to go. Out to Yukamadu, and his shot blocked by Sharp. Falls into the hand of Robb, and they call it a travel on Robb. Trying to make a move too quick to get open there. Let's see what happened. A great block by Sharp.
Yeah, he came from out of nowhere to block that.
Little bunny step there by Robb. Works in the NBA, doesn't work on the college level. Good call.
57 seconds left. Down.
Had a chance to maybe get it to a one-possession game, couldn't do it. You've had 2 good defensive stands here, but you're still down 4. Bring it in to Acott. Acott tracked by Yukamadu. Across the timeline he comes with 23 on the shot clock, 49 to go. And the Toppers on the road by 4. Trying to win the 17th time in the last 18. Ball goes over and back. Didn't call it. Play on. McKnight walks into the lane, flips it up, no. Rebound Yukamado, 3 stops for the Colonels. Yukamado across the timeline, he's knocked down. And a call by Stephen Devine from behind. 28.2 to go. Wild sequence there.
Hamilton was trailing the play the whole time, trying to get a back tip, and he finally reached in and going to put Yukamado on the line.
EKU is 1 of its last 10 from the field. 28.2 to go for Yukamado. 6'7", 4th-year junior, first year at EKU after 2 JUCOs. 67% shooter last year at Macomb Community College. 64-60 WKU, 28.2 to go. And another Eastern Kentucky miss. Can't shoot 50% in a game against a good team, and that's what the Colonels have done. 8 of 16. Western just 6 of 12 themselves, but shooting 59% from 3. Second one missed. Now you gotta foul. Rawls, 80% shooter. Still not fouled. 20 seconds. Frampton, not the guy you want to foul. There is a lot of things you could work on the film from this one, and it doesn't get any easier as the Colonels will load the bus on Saturday ahead for a noon tip-off Sunday against the Bearcats in Cincinnati.
Well, there's still a lot of time left in this one, and even if Frampton hits both of them, it's still just going to be a 2-possession game, so it's not over yet.
EKU, 1 of their last 10 from the field. Western's been scoreless for 2:08, but Eastern Kentucky has only been able to get 3 points out of it. They've had their chances. So they stopped WKU 3 times in a row, and Frampton rattles it in. They found a 79% career shooter who missed his first and his last 2 when he was fouled on a 3 in the first half. And Frampton at 20 points tonight. He hit them both, and he's now 1 point away from his career high of 22 against Tennessee Tech. What a night for Luke Frampton. And Western has a 66-60 lead. Again, Eastern Kentucky led 42. I go back and look at a 42-34. But Western flipped the script and went up 64-57 on a 30-15 run. You could point to Eastern Kentucky's poor shooting from the foul line and from three, but you have to send out a lot of credit to Western Kentucky's defense switching to the zone. Was it always 1-3-1, or did they move it around into different pieces and parts?
Well, they were changing it up. They were 1-3-1 initially. Sometimes they were dropping 2-3 zone on a couple possessions, but later on they started dropping into just straight man. And even in their man-to-man defense, they've been tremendous with ball pressure and forcing Eastern out of their offense. You haven't seen a lot of really structured sets out of Eastern's offense this second half.
Eastern Kentucky set a school record last year in the number of threes made, but tonight 3 of 14 after going to Diddle Arena last year and hitting a arena record 18. But tonight, no 18 of 31 night. Got a Curry here. Here comes Comer with 14 to play. Driving inside. Where's the shooter? Why are they going for a two? Now they get it to Holt. Holt back to Robb. Down to 5 to play, and he missed it. And that'll do it, as Western Kentucky is coming east for the win over Eastern Kentucky. 66-60. Western Kentucky, as they close out the game using a 30-15 run to do it. And it was impressive on the defensive end. That's where they did it.
There's no doubt, Greg. You hit the nail on the head. The key factor in the game, I think, was when Coach Stansbury went to that 1-3-1 zone, and Eastern never really got comfortable in their offensive attack against it.
The Renfro's collision final score here tonight at Baptist Health Arena in Richmond is WKU 66, EKU 60. For Director David Miller and analysis from Doug Salley, I'm Greg Stottlemyre. We say so long from Richmond, Kentucky. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app.